It really feels like the AI video space is just an overwhelmingly crowded party right now, doesn't it? Every single week, a brand new tool seems to pop up, all shouting that they are the absolute essential one you must have. Some of these new platforms look incredibly slick on the surface, but then they demand a fortune if you want any of the genuinely useful features. On the flip side, you find tools that are practically dirt cheap, yet they are completely unusable for any serious creator workflow you might have. And even when you finally stumble upon a tool that seems genuinely promising, it inevitably starts falling apart the second you try to integrate it into your daily work. You end up in this cycle of constantly juggling 5 different applications just to get one simple thing done. It means constantly switching tabs, stitching various exports together manually, just to produce a single 30-second clip ready for posting. Frankly, this whole process becomes chaotic, painfully slow, and completely exhausting if your actual goal is consistent production. So today, I am going to walk you through exactly which AI video tools are truly worth carving out space in your toolbox. More importantly, we will set up a cohesive workflow that simply won't collapse every time a new model inevitably drops next week. I'll reveal what works best when you are chasing that purely cinematic look for your projects. We'll also cover the tools that are unbeatable for getting something done with an incredibly fast turnaround time. I will point out who truly nails stylized animation, giving you that unique visual character. And crucially, how to reliably transform all of your long-form content into those viral short clips without completely losing your mind in the process. Ultimately, the goal is showing you how to finally stop living in tab hell and start publishing content consistently every single day. To kick things off, let's dive deep into that high-end cinematic generation space. There are models available today that deliver genuine camera movements, realistic lens artifacts, and near photorealistic quality. This is the kind of output that genuinely looks like a full production crew shot it expertly on location. These results are absolutely incredible when you are developing a short film or perhaps creating a visual proof of concept for an important pitch. But you have to be prepared for the unavoidable trade-off with this level of quality. These top-tier models are notoriously slower when it comes to rendering the final output, often due to restricted access. Furthermore, they are rarely designed with speed or cost efficiency in mind for high-volume work. They are excellent when your primary focus is achieving the absolute highest quality possible in every single frame. Conversely, they are utterly terrible if you simultaneously need high volume or extremely fast turnaround times for multiple assets. Therefore, if your personal goal is chasing that big screen aesthetic, you must be ready to accept some inherent friction in the process. If achieving that specific look isn't your top priority, sticking to this lane will quickly drain both your budget and your valuable patience. Moving on, let's talk about those tools that are simply awesome at generating realistic human characters with subtle, believable motion. These specialized models possess a deep understanding of tiny facial micro-expressions and natural, convincing walking gaits. So if your video content absolutely requires a convincing character close-up or a talking head that truly emotes, these are the exact tools you should be reaching for. The benefit here is that they usually allow you to make fine adjustments to camera angles or even the digital lighting setup. They often incorporate auto-speech syncing, which is a major time saver for any kind of narrative work. However, the catch is that these tools are typically laser-focused on nailing that single character performance or specific shot type. This specialization means they are not inherently ideal for broader wide shots or for generating complex, stylized animation styles. Also, in a common theme, they are often not the fastest option available on the market today. They are undeniably very useful for character-driven content, but they still occupy a very specific niche within the broader ecosystem. Now we turn our attention to the speed-first category of tools, which are true lifesavers for creators posting daily. These are the champions for anyone who absolutely needs to generate rapid mock-ups or test out an idea instantly. They manage to produce clips that look acceptably cinematic very quickly, often in under 60 seconds from prompt to final render. And for standard social media platforms, the quality they deliver is definitely good enough to capture initial audience attention. The trade-off here is that these platforms are simply not built for minute-by-minute control or nuanced cinematic direction. But when the need is to test a concept or get content out the door immediately, these speed models are genuinely unbeatable. Finally, we have the models that are almost entirely focused on generating pure animation, leaning heavily into style. Think hand-drawn aesthetics, exaggerated physical movements, and a very strong emphasis on unique visual identity. These tools are brilliant when your creative goal is to fully embrace a specific aesthetic over achieving photorealism. They are perfect for creating motion comics, stylized intro sequences, or anything where character presence matters more than reality. At this point in the conversation, you are probably thinking about which one you should actually choose to subscribe to. The honest answer, as always, is that it entirely depends on the specific job you need to complete that day. The real problem arises when creators are forced to subscribe to many different services simultaneously. We are forced to learn completely different interfaces, remember separate user flows, and stitch every output together manually. That is precisely why most creator workflows end up looking like a tangled mess of spaghetti by the time the work is done. You export from one place, import it into another, manually sync the audio over in a third application, and then cut that segment in yet another window. And then you just repeat that entire exhausting loop again and again, day after day. This is the exact point where a solution like a centralized platform becomes the part of your pipeline you can actually rely on daily. Let me be perfectly clear. This solution isn't trying to replace the high-end cinematic generators you already rely on. It also isn't attempting to take over from the hyper-stylized animators that give you unique brand character. Instead, it is intentionally designed for the single hardest thing creators struggle with most consistently. That struggle is taking all of your long-form material and turning it into consistent, high-performing short content that essentially posts itself. Consider the typical pain point. You invest hours filming a deep dive podcast or a long, valuable tutorial. That footage is absolutely packed with gold nuggets, but you simply do not have the time to manually comb through it all. The goal is often to create 20 separate short clips every single week from just that one source interview. You instinctively know the breakthrough moments are sitting in there, ready to blow up on social media, but the sheer editing and scheduling overhead required just absolutely crushes all your creative momentum dead. This is the precise problem that a system like this is engineered to completely fix and eliminate from your routine. Let's detail the first core feature, the automated editing system for creating viral short clips. You simply upload your entire long video, maybe a 30-minute lecture or a detailed 1-hour interview into the platform. Then, the platform's artificial intelligence actively scans the entire footage for specific attention hooks. It looks for genuine jump cuts, natural moments of laughter, points of clear controversy, or anything historically proven to perform well. From these highlights, it then auto-generates ready-to-post clips that are perfectly optimized for various social platforms. You still have the final human check to tweak suggestions, swap out any introductory segments, or apply a master template. But honestly, most of the initial AI picks are already solid enough to use immediately without any extra work. That single automated function alone easily saves you many hours every single week, dramatically boosting your total content output. Next up is the auto-schedule feature, and I promise you this is definitely not just some gimmick to sell you on the product. You simply set your desired posting frequency and select all the relevant social platforms you want to target. From there, the system will drop those newly created clips directly into your publishing queue without you lifting another finger. Want 3 unique posts per week coming from just one long episode? Just set it and forget it. Need daily clips running for the next 2 full weeks straight? The system will handle the spacing for you automatically. It intelligently handles the necessary spacing, so you never accidentally cannibalize the engagement on your own posts. Plus, it even submits the content at the objectively optimal times based on current audience activity. If you are attempting to scale your content volume without hiring a dedicated human editor, this feature alone pays for itself almost instantly. The third major component is the content calendar, which acts as your central command hub for everything. All of your generated clips exist in one single unified view where you can review or reschedule them at any time. You can clearly see what has already been posted, what is currently queuing up to go live, and how well each piece is performing. This calendar effectively ties everything together so you are never chasing separate platform dashboards again. You can quickly edit metadata, add accurate captions, or swap out thumbnails right inside the calendar view. And those changes are immediately pushed out and applied to the already scheduled posts across all platforms. Now, I explicitly said this isn't meant to sound like a glossy advertisement, and I truly mean that part. The real power for creators is that this system is designed to play perfectly nicely with the other specialized tools you use. If you used a cinematic generator to produce a high-quality trailer for a new course, you can import that trailer here. Then, let this platform intelligently chop that trailer into many bite-sized, engaging promotional clips for you. If you utilize a character generation tool for a convincing talking head segment, this system can splice it in. It will then automatically schedule that newly created snackable content right alongside everything else you are producing. The core value proposition is simply connecting all those necessary dots and completely removing the soul-crushing grunt work. Let me give you a very practical, real-world walkthrough so this stops feeling like just abstract theory. Imagine you just finished recording a 40-minute in-depth interview about modern creative workflows. The old way meant opening your main timeline, scrubbing manually through hours looking for great quotes and cutting each one. Then you had to match the audio levels, apply consistent color grading across all clips, export each file individually, and then post them. With the streamlined workflow, you simply upload the entire 40 minutes once and you wait for the magic. The auto editor immediately surfaces about 12 strong, distinct moments that are perfectly timed between 15 and 60 seconds long. It instantly formats them for both vertical platforms like Reels and for standard horizontal viewing like YouTube Shorts. The system also provides suggested captions, relevant hashtags, and even thumbnail ideas based on the clip's context. You review the suggestions, maybe approve the ones you like, quickly tweak just 2 of them, and then hit the final schedule button. The system then manages the actual posting across your channels, and your personal calendar reflects everything that is queued up for the next 2 weeks. That's the entire process. No more exporting 10 different takes, absolutely no manual scheduling needed, and zero confusing tab juggling. Now, to be completely fair and realistic about this, we must address the existing limitations. If your project requires detailed, frame-by-frame computer-generated work or deep, intensive color grading for a film festival entry, this is not the substitute. For those high-end needs, you absolutely still need to use a dedicated, full editorial suite or a specialized visual effects pipeline. Similarly, if you need completely bespoke, hand-drawn anime sequences involving unique compositing, you'll still go to a stylistic tool first. You would then use this system only for the crucial step of intelligently distributing that finished stylistic piece across all platforms. But the simple truth is that 80 or even 90% of online creators don't require that level of bespoke production every single day. What they desperately need is high consistency, incredible speed, and significantly fewer moving parts in their process. That specific large gap in the market is exactly where this platform confidently establishes its primary lane. One of the immediate benefits creators universally love is that it drastically reduces that frustrating tool hopping problem. Instead of paying for and learning 5 different apps just to keep up with the latest model updates, you anchor your core creative base in one place. Moas. This system automatically adopts the new editing models and optimization techniques internally, so you never have to rebuild your entire process monthly. It is also essential to consider the immense return on investment and the overall price structure. Because the focus is purely on repurposing and efficiently distributing content, you naturally get far more total output from the footage you already paid to capture. If you were previously spending $500 a month across multiple scattered tools and still needed an editor, the switch often cuts that cost significantly. The result is, you publish substantially more content without having to hire additional full-time staff or increase your overhead. So, what is the final ultimate takeaway from this entire deep dive? There is absolutely no single AI model that is definitively the best for every single task you might encounter. The massive cinematic generators are incredible for those high-fidelity, polished, mood-setting scenes. The character-focused tools excel wonderfully when you need expressive, believable human close-ups. Speed-first models are unmatched for getting you from idea to publishing in mere minutes, which is crucial sometimes. And those stylistic animators are perfect when you need to lean hard into a very specific brand identity. The key mistake is trying to force all of those tools to become the entirety of your one single workflow. That path inevitably creates chaos. This platform doesn't falsely claim to replace any of those best-in-class generators. It helps you organize, optimize, and successfully publish what they all create. If your genuine goal is to scale and grow as a modern content creator, the real victory is not finding one perfect generator. The real win is successfully building a repeatable, reliable system that always works the same way for you. That system is produce or import your long-form source material, let AI intelligently extract the absolute best moments automatically, then apply smart scheduling rules to the output, and finally track all the resulting performance from one single dashboard. That is fundamentally how you stop constantly reacting to the latest trend and start truly owning your entire content schedule. All right, that is the complete roadmap for taming the AI jungle and achieving real output consistency. Go out there, make something genuinely great. Let the system intelligently chop and schedule it for you, and then use that saved time to make even more content. If you are completely tired of jumping between disparate tools and are finally ready to scale your reach, I sincerely encourage you to give this a proper shot. Good luck with your new workflow, and I genuinely cannot wait to see all the amazing things you are about to publish online.